Welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of Mister. I'm so happy that you're able to listen to this podcast as well as join us and join me in having this dope conversation with another dope educator, Miss Kyliah May. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I want to make sure I give you your first name. It's due diligence. How do you say your first name? How do you pronounce
So
it?
it's Kyliah.
Kyliah May. Excellent. And when I look at your page and I interact with your content, I appreciate you. And like I said before we started recording, everything that you're about, similarly, love the superhero, teach math. I'm about that life. But what brought you into education? Because there are not a lot of folks that look like us who are doing this. So what brought you to it?
Right. So it's actually kind of funny because, like, growing up, my parents did not play about my teaching or like my education. Like, you had to get good grades. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You had to be on your stuff. And at the schools that I went to, you had like the really, really good teachers who you see are putting their all into it and giving their all in their lessons, and they have like the other teachers who are like, you're going to do this page, and if you don't understand it, go to the back of the book and find the answers. And I said, I can do that.
Right.
That's easy. If that's the qualifications, all I got to do is tell you what page to look at in the book. Sign me up. I can do that. And then I started teaching to my little stuffed animals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is nothing. This is light work. Obviously, once I got into it, I realized it's not how that works.
For real though?
Quickly found out, yeah, that's not what teaching really is. That's not what real teaching is. Shall I say? I'm sure people still do that.
Yeah.
But if you really want to be effective, that's not how that's going to go.
Not at all.
Yeah, my family was really supportive of me becoming a teacher. They're like so excited for me. Like, oh, you know what you want to do? You want to do it? Let's do it. Let's whatever you need to do, whatever we can do to support you. They were on it. So it was really good to have a supportive family to back me up. And I have some of my family even do teach. My aunt is a teacher. My cousin was teaching, but now she homeschools her kids. So it's really cool to see like that side of it. Like, oh, so this is what homeschool looks like. It's way different than classroom, for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What group of kiddos do you teach?
I did teach 6th grade math. Now they are moving me to 8th grade math this year. So we will, I don't know, I'm still feeling like, I was trying to be excited about it. Like, yay, this is a positive thing. Let's be positive. We're going up a grade, 2 grades, getting a new room.
Yeah.
You're going to get a group of kids you already know already. So we're trying to be like, all right, let's be excited. But then the other part of me is like, I don't have my team anymore. I'm gonna have to make new friends, like kids that go to a new school. I'm gonna have to associate with new people. So I'm like, still math though. Math for sure. Math is my thing.
Got it. I will say, looping up or moving up, like all the things that you said, all the things that you're feeling, they are valid. I want to make sure I validate your feelings.
Right.
However, like there's something nice about not having to start from ground zero or point zero when you're dealing with a group of kiddos. Like you already have a relationship with them. You may already know like, hey, I remember maybe 2 years ago, this was a gap, or this is what you were really strong at, or this is like your personality. And to be able to just day one, not it be day one, for it to just be like in continuation, the next chapter of whatever with kiddos is pretty nice. It'll be interesting to talk to you at the end of the school year to be like, hey, what are the predictions? And did they come true?
Right. I mean, I was like, because we found out about a lot of the teachers got moved in the building, involuntary moves. And so I want to say at the start of 4th quarter last year is when they told the news about who was moving where and such. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And then we do like a step up day at my school. So like the last week of school, I went to the 8th grade so I can meet the upcoming 8th graders. And I was like, I'm about to be in tears. I'm like, my babies are not babies anymore. They have matured. Some of them don't do the little silly things they used to do. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, Miss May, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm like, oh, what is it? Like, what's going on? I was like, man, I'm like, this is exciting, but also I'm like, oh my gosh, our
Yeah.
babies, our babies. I'm gonna be like in tears trying to get you together. We're supposed to be talking about the Pythagorean theorem, and I'm over here
Yeah.
looking at, oh my gosh, you don't have that thing on your face you used to have. Is that a mustache?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh man.
All facts. All facts. Uh, the and I think that's for me why I love middle school so much is that there is such a ginormous growth. It seems to me like between sixth grade to eighth grade, there's such a big jump in like little kiddos coming in with like the squeaky voice, and then all of a sudden it's like Miss May, deep voice, and like you said, facial hair. They sprouted 6 inches. Next thing you know, they're trying to dunk on me, and it's like wowzers.
Right,
Yeah, so
right.
I feel you on that 100%. 100%.
Sometimes they transform just over the summer. I'm like, it's only
Real
been
talk.
2 months.
Real talk. Yeah.
It hasn't even been that long.
Go away for 2 months and they sprout 7 inches. Yeah.
I'm like, what'd you do? You got all the sleep you was missing during the school year? Did that
Yeah.
catch you up over the summer?
Yep. Yep.
Man.
For real. For real. How long or how many years has it been since you've been teaching?
So this is going into my 3rd year officially teaching. I always say officially because I also did like internships, and then like growing up, I was a preacher's kid and I helped out with the kids church. I am the oldest of 8 siblings, so that right there, all those young children, there's like teaching at
Word.
home
Word.
as well. So I was like, when I introduced myself to my kids when I started teaching for real, I always say this is my first year teaching at this school. This is my
Mm.
first year here. It's my
Yeah.
first year
Yeah.
teaching. It's my first year teaching at this school. So don't think, oh, I was at the
Facts.
summer camp. I've almost forgot about that. Directing at a summer camp, which is way different than a classroom. Good lord.
Hmm.
But just been around children all the time.
Word. Nice. Nice. And for anyone who's listening, those first couple of years, you're like just getting your footing. You're just like, all right, this works. This doesn't work. I heard this in theory, or I read this, excuse me, in a book. Let me try it. And then you're like, oh, it doesn't work with this group of kiddos. And even like in your situation, maybe something worked in sixth grade. And now that you move into eighth, that's not going to jive. And maybe vice versa. Now that the kids are a bit more mature, it's like, oh, I can, give a bit more responsibility to them, let them do X, Y, and Z. What are some things that you've learned in your now 3 years in front of kiddos or professionally teaching that you wish that you knew sooner?
I think I wish, well, I don't know. I want to say I think I wish that I knew just how important relationship building was. I feel like I kind of knew that already, but I didn't. I let my other peers, like my teacher peers, sway me from spending as much time building
Mm,
relationships as I went into teaching saying I was going to do. I was like,
okay.
yeah, I'm going to spend like in my student teaching. This was during the COVID year, like when we had half the kids online, half in person, and switching and stuff like that. So we kind of had a little bit more time than I have at my school that I teach at now.
Okay.
And we did like a question of the day every day,
Yeah.
random, like favorite ice cream flavor. What'd you have for dinner last night? Who's your favorite superhero? And if you're saying something other than Superman, you know me and you are gonna have a problem. Like these are the
Oh,
things that we just did, and it really broke the ice, and it really helped you learn the kids more. I remember I had one kid who there's something was off about him, and I was like, "What happened today? Well, what's this energy that's different this morning?" He was like, "I took a shower this morning." I was like, "You know what? We need to take showers every morning before we come to class. If this is the energy that I'm going to get, then we need to make sure that you took a shower in the morning before you come to
man.
class." I was like, and then every day after that, if he came in with a good attitude, I'm like, "You take a shower this morning?" That's what it is.
Yes,
You got
miss.
a little fresh this morning.
That's
I
what's
was
up.
like, man, it's just like just getting to know your children, getting to know your
Yeah.
students more than just book work, more than just academics, just knowing them as a whole person. Like
Yeah.
I always think about like how school sometimes is compared to like a prison. At least in my middle school that I was at, it was a little rough. We barely had windows. In my day, you say, "Look, like there's bars on the windows." I'm like, yeah, it's a little rough. Wasn't that great the middle school that I went at a long time ago, but. just the kids are not prisoners. They don't need to be in straight lines all the time. It's not always follow this rule. Like
Right.
they are a
Right.
person, a
They're
whole
human beings.
person
Yeah.
with whole feelings and whole lives outside of school. This is not just what happens when they're here from 8 to 3.
A
Like
hundred
they
percent
have
agree with
other
you.
things going on, and just
Yep.
getting to know them will not only help you, because I feel like I'm learning things from them just as much as I'm teaching them.
Yeah.
Just you can, it's just I could just go on all day. Let me stop. I'm like
No, no,
I'm just
no,
spilling
no,
thoughts.
you're saying, and I'm sure folks who are listening to this are appreciating that. There are those who are of another generation that were like, don't smile before December, gotta be hard, dot, dot, dot. Like you said, I'm the sage on the stage. I'm the one dishing out the knowledge. But you recognize it in and articulating to the kids like, no, y'all are human beings too. You're a fully grown human being. The only thing that's different is that you had less time on the planet Earth than me versus me. But there are things that the kiddos are going to teach us as well. And if we allow that, and if we encourage that, then yeah, all of the things that you are looking to eventually accomplish in kids being able to master whatever standards or show proficiency, in our case, math, like that is going to encourage that. Like they're gonna be like, oh, this is a safe space. When I'm with Miss May, I can just be. I don't have to worry
Mhm.
about whatever. I took my shower today. I can now prove that I know the math that's in front of me. Yeah. So for you to
Right.
get that at year 3, that's dope. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Have a work hard.
Why do you think those other teachers would have said that to you, or would have discouraged like some of the things that you mentioned?
I just have a bunch of different opinions, but I'm thinking that maybe some of them have had maybe not so great experiences when they let that other side of them show. Like, I don't want to spill too much of my coworkers' tea because it's not my story to tell, but I know
Got it.
that
Got
like
it.
they are queer, and sometimes showing that too much to the kids has had backlash and not a
Got it.
positive backlash.
Got it. Got it.
So I know that some teachers are have way stricter walls and boundaries up than me. Like my
Mm.
first year, I told my kids I had a boyfriend. I wasn't about to sit here and sugarcoat it and dance around the fact that I am in a relationship, so they can stop asking me, "Oh, you should date. You should." Don't worry about what I got going on. Don't worry
Yeah.
about what Miss May got going on. Miss May
Yeah.
is not available. Okay.
Yeah.
And other teachers they'll be like, oh no, I would never tell them I have a oh no. And I'm like, no, they're dating each other. Oh, why can't they know that I'm dating somebody? They
Yeah.
love to Miss Meg. I got a boyfriend. Guess who texted me? Guess who? Oh,
Child, please.
oh my goodness.
Oh,
Their little drama be hilarious. I'm like, oh, this is what we're mad
middle
about today.
middle
This
school drama for real. Middle school
is
drama for real.
something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The kids be like, Miss May, I got the cheese man for you. I got the cheese man. I'm like, what's the cheese man? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening today?
What are the goods?
Yeah.
Spill the tea.
What's the tea?
I appreciate hearing that and in knowing that our kiddos, when you do and when you are authentic with them and you show, you be the judge of, hey, I'm going to share this with you or I'm not, whatever your choice is, and whenever you feel comfortable with it, that's fine. Um, but when you do share with them, they then reciprocate, and it allows so much growth to happen throughout the course of the year. So yeah, shout out to you for that. In the time that you have been teaching, what do you feel like has been the thing that has really helped you the most, coupled with what you just mentioned, to get the best gains or get the most out of your kiddos?
I think really taking my time and not really worrying about what my timeline is, because we have like the curriculum. They say you have to have this done by this date and this done by this date. I'm like, daggone it, if the boy don't know his multiplication tables, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We have to slow down. We have to take it a step back. If we don't have the foundation, we cannot build. We just can't. Firm foundation is everything. So
100%.
trying to ignore my I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. No, we need to bring it back, slow it down, take a step, and get this together, and not really worry about what the consequences may or may not be for doing that, and being able to defend what I'm saying. Like, I
Got it.
know that they need to know how to do this,
Got
and
it.
they won't be able to do that if they cannot do this. It's just,
Percent.
that's just not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
And
Facts.
also, even with that, knowing when to stop and just move on,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if we're just pounding on the same topic and they're not getting it, maybe we need to take a break.
Yeah.
Maybe we just need to back it up
Circle back.
and,
Yeah.
and try it again later. Which
Is
that part that was hard for me to do. I was like, I
okay.
just want them to get it, and I'm like, no, we just need to, because clearly this is not working. Or even understanding that you might not be the one that has to explain it to them. It might not be
Mhm.
you. It just, sometimes I have like certain kids who get it, and then I have a kid who doesn't get it, and I'm explaining, and I'm like, wow, I really don't know another way to explain this to you. But the other kid gets it. I'm like, go talk to them,
Yeah.
because maybe they can explain it to you in a way that what I'm saying is just, the sense ain't sensing when I'm saying it to you. But when they say it, maybe it'll click. You know?
When did you learn that, or when did that click for you? Of like, hey, I'm also just a participant in your learning. A better teacher for this particular subject or whatever this unit could be the kiddo who's sitting next to you. Is that something that you were told? Is it that something a mentor teacher, or did it just happen in like, oh, epiphany?
Right. I think it just happened while I was teaching. I try to do, or I'm trying to do more of having students explain. So this past year, we were doing things, doing different problems, and children, they say their answer, and I want them to explain how they got it or why. And one of the kids was explaining how they got the answer or why how he did what he did, and it didn't make a lick of sense to me. Not a lick. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about right now. And every other kid in the room was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And
Okay.
I'm like, you know, maybe it's me. And maybe I'm the problem. It's me, like Taylor Swift said. Maybe it's me. So if what he said made sense to y'all, we're gonna go with it.
Let's roll with it. Let's
Let's
roll
just
with
roll
it.
with it. If you're getting it, then let's just roll with it. We don't have to do it my way.
Nice.
I don't care if you do it my way. I just want you to understand how to do it and consistently get the right answer consistently. Not
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
fluke. Just, if you're getting it, then hey, you like it, I love it. We're gonna roll with it.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent. Excellent. Now, you had mentioned too of like those other teachers. Are do you is your campus one where you get the opportunity like to go sit in on another class, go watch, observe, or is it just like, oh, everyone is their own silo?
So, in theory, yes, we can go and sit in on other teachers. Have I? Not particularly, because by the time it's my planning lunchtime, I need to be planning or eating
Yeah,
lunch,
you are.
usually. But I
Understood.
have had a
Understood.
couple teachers come and sit in and watch me, and I'm like, oh, wow, you want to come watch me? That's crazy. Like, you want to come see this little tornado that's in here? Cool, come on in. Come on,
Controlled
take a
chaos.
seat. Come on in. But so if I do it during my plan or lunch, then
Yeah.
yes. I was told, but it has not happened, that somebody could come watch my room. I could leave a lesson, they'll do it, and I can go to somebody else's room. That has yet to occur. But new school year, maybe new them, maybe some things will happen. But I mean, sometimes I hear like other people's classrooms, because the way our building is set up, the people that made it, they made it a while ago, and they had an open concept, which
Okay.
they realized was not very smart.
You need walls.
In a school, you need walls, you need
Yeah.
doors,
Yeah.
you need those things. So some classrooms don't have doors still. They have walls, but they don't
Yeah.
have real doors. So if you're in the library, I hear everything going on in that science classroom,
Got it.
which
Got it.
which is cool for me to hear. I'm like, oh wow, that lesson sounds good. Like, they're really getting in there. But another teacher might be like, oh my gosh, it's so
It's
loud.
too much.
I
Got you.
can't do this. Like, so Yeah, oh, I think I answered the question. I think I just went all over the place.
No, 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 you're fine, sis. You're fine. Um, the thing that I'm appreciating and hearing is that I know for myself, I too, I taught at a school that had that open concept because the school was, I think it was like built in like the 60s. And like you said, if you are a teacher's like, hey, I know my stuff, I'm good, hearing another teacher doesn't throw you off. Your kiddos also know because you set up the routine, like this is how it is. You're not gonna be distracted by it. You know that, Miss So and So or Mister So and So, they're teaching science, like you said, and it doesn't distract us because we're so engaged with what we're doing. But I do know that there are some who are like, yo, I like it silent. This is this, this is this. Do you find for yourself that you are able to, I guess, or maybe the question is, do you go and look for mentors or are there any mentees so that that sort of thing doesn't mess with the mojo that's happening in that teacher's classroom?
Mhm. I feel like the mentors find me. The mentees, they come to me.
They come to you.
They just because my sixth grade team, which now I'll be on the eighth grade team, was
Yeah.
just amazing, so supportive. So at my school, it was two math teachers per grade.
Okay.
So the other math teacher was on the other side of the wall, and she has been there for a very long time, and she even went to the school, if I remember correctly, when she
Wow.
was a kid. So it was so great learning from her, and she would not turn me away if I had a question. I come to her in the middle of a lesson, in the middle of a class, and she'll be like, "What's up? What you need?" And I'm like, oh, I just love her. She was so great. She would, if she had something that she thought was awesome, she would send it to me. She said, "Hey, I was thinking about this morning when I was driving to work, and I want to let you know so you can see if you want to try to do it." Print stuff, print it for both of us. And then the same way I started doing the same thing for her. If I found something really awesome, I'd show her. We even tried like collaborating some of our classes, and we did do it a few times. It got a little messy, but because our room was right on the other side of the wall, we did something where like they can go in the hallway or they can go in her room or go in my room where we all kind of just worked on something together. Or we had it where it was like, okay, half the class, you guys are going to be with me, and then we're going to flip, and she's going to teach you the other part. So it was really nice to do that, even though we only did it a couple times. It was really nice to have a partner like that, somebody who can teach me. And
Sweet.
she even let me teach her a couple things because, technology
Uh-huh.
has been
Uh-huh.
teching. So it was
Yeah.
nice to teach her some things she didn't know that she could do, and
Sweet.
just bouncing off each other is great. Now I'm going to be so sad because now she's in seventh grade and now I'm in eighth. So we're all over the place.
But I think even in hearing, it sounds to me what you're describing is that your school, or at least the team that you were part of, really fostered community. They weren't trying to like hoard all the knowledge and like, oh, this is working, this is working. Let me not share with anyone. It's like, no, if it works, giving it to you, free 99, get it out there. Would you say that's true?
I would definitely 100% say that is true. Like, we really did not just say, this is my classroom. I don't care what you guys do. Like, I'm just like squeezed to myself. Even though when I first started teaching, I was so scared to talk to all those people. I was like, I'm just going to sit in my room during my lunch. I'm not going to talk to nobody. I'm going to just worry about myself. They were like, come on, we're eating lunch in the science teacher's room is big. So we
Yeah.
would all just eat lunch in there and talk and just get to know each other, even outside of the classroom. Like, we do we call them like our little team building. That's what we call them, our team
Yeah.
building outings. That's what we call them. But really, we're just going out for some food and some drinks, some
Yeah.
adult beverages, and we're
But
just getting to know each other better.
build that community. Build that community. That's what's
Right.
up.
So
That's
it was
what's
really
up.
nice to be a part of a team like that because I know not all schools are like that. I know that
Uh,
the scholarship thing that I'm in, the Golden Apple, when I had my mentors from there, other people who graduated with me were saying how their school is and how they're just so stressed and they're like crying. I want to say, side note, I did not cry my first year teaching, and I was like, look at me, because I heard all these other people talking about how they were just so
I'm
stressed.
with
And they
it.
were just, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm like, I made it
Yeah.
to my first year, and I did not cry. I was like, I might have had a couple moments. I was like, I had to get it together. But did
Yeah.
I cry? No. I was like, I cannot cry in front of these kids. You got to get it together. Okay, that would be it. That'll be the end. But now, okay. Anywho, but yes. So I've seen how other people are and how other schools have been, and hearing other people's stories. And I'm like, dang, I'm sorry, I cannot relate because my teammates are awesome. Like
That's
they are
what's up.
very supportive. They just just great. Just I just love them. I'm gonna be so sad this year because they split us all apart. So now
But
we're all in different
the
places.
beauty of that, Kylie, is that you now know what works. You are familiar with like what it means to be part of a team, what it means to be part of a community. And if that's not present in eighth grade, you can be that change maker, be the change that you want to see. Like, hey, share with the other eighth grader or go up to the other eighth grade teacher and like ask, hey, yo, this is what I'm familiar with. This is what I'm not familiar with. These are my strengths. And yeah, you can form the Avengers on the eighth grade team as well.
Avengers.
You got that. You got that. Speaking of Avengers and being able to come together, one of the things as educators that we are prone to do, many of us, is we have a litany of books that we like to read or have read, both professionally and personally. What are some books that you have read, either professionally or personally, that have filled up your cup that allows you to be able to every day go to school, just like that kiddo who's showering every day with like the gusto to do well?
Right. So I have been bad at reading. I have stepped it up this summer, but I have been bad in the past. I always tell my kids in class when they don't read the directions, I'm like, reading is fundamental. You need to read the directions. And look at me, not reading. I don't even be reading the directions. I barely be reading books. So I was like, we're gonna get it together. So I got my first library card. My cousin was picking at me. She's like, "You've never gotten a library card before." I'm like, first of all, we were raised differently, okay? So I got a library card this summer, and I am reading better, reading more than I used to. I actually finished a book this summer, and I was very
Nice.
happy. I was like, we're starting baby steps. Finished a book. The fact that I finished a book in the summer is like a fireworks for me because I don't do
Look,
it.
progress over perfection. That's it.
Right. Put the
Progress
TV
over
remote down,
perfection.
pick up the book, trying to get it
Yeah.
together. So it was called My Sister. My Sister is a Serial Killer, or My Sister the Serial Killer, or something like that. My boyfriend's always messing with me like all these serial killer books and stuff. I'm like, that's what I like. That's my thing. I like the
That's your
serial killer
jam.
stuff. I
Okay.
like
Okay.
to hear about the different things. And it was really good. The ending made me mad, but it was good, I guess.
All
And
right. All
then
right.
now I'm reading Speaking of Summer, or Summer is Speaking, something like that. Wait, do I have it right here? No, I don't. I thought I had it right here. Something like that.
Okay.
Stop Speaking of Summer, or Summer is Speaking. I'm sure it'll come to me later, but that's what
Got
I'm
it.
getting into now. I'm on chapter 4. And then I'm also doing an audio book with my cousin. We were like, we're going to do it together. We're going to do our own little book club.
That counts too.
So,
That counts too.
yep.
Listening
So
to
we're
books
doing an audio
counts.
book. It's a Happily Ever After. I think that's what it's called. It's a
Okay.
young adult book.
Nice.
She's only 13. She's just a baby. So
Nice.
doing it together.
Cool. Cool. And I've seen your post. You also are a lover of music. If you were to come up with your own playlist, it could be more than five, but what would be the first either five songs, five artists that would make Miss May's playlist?
Now, this was a very very hard question for me because I love music so much. I have so many different playlists for like every single mood, every
Okay.
single vibe that I
Yep.
might be in. Have it
Yep.
all together. I have just recently this past week branched into country music because my
Okay.
friend was telling me that, girl, you sleeping on that country music. I said, okay, I'm okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a try. And I was like, okay, look
Put
at
us
me. I
on.
might
Put
be
us
a
on.
country
Yeah.
girl getting it together. So I did. I put 5 songs down that I think encompass me to recently, or as most. So Can't Go Back by Alex Jean. That's one of his newer songs. I have found I love Alex Jean.
Okay.
Like his voice is a little raspy, and then I was like, oh. And then the beats just be hidden just right, and a good message too. Like not just booty shaking all the time. Just good messages in the in the words. I need a
Not just booty
positive
shaking.
message with
Okay.
it too. So Can't Go Back by Alex Jean.
Okay.
Winning by Wande. So that one's good.
Okay.
I've got a
That's
nice little
two.
beat and also a positive message because trying to keep the positivity.
Yes.
Um, Walk by Hovey and Lecrae. That one, I started making a TikTok video with that song. I never finished it. It's just sitting in my drafts. Maybe one day it'll get on TikTok. It's just
Hopefully soon we'll see
sitting
it.
there.
Put out the content. Yeah.
I'm trying. I've been a little lazy this summer. Gotta get back to the content
Look,
created.
I understand. Gotta fill your cup.
Right. Players, the remix with Kyliah May and Busta Rhymes. Cause
Okay.
Busta Rhymes, I was like, oh,
That's a legend right
he
there.
took that song to the next level. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Give it a little look. And then my tried and true, forever and ever and ever, Vibrant Thing by Q-Tip. That's my jam. That right there. Forever
Thank
and
you.
ever to the end of time. Oh my,
Thank
I
you.
never
Thank you.
skip that song. That song come on, it's
Thank
playing.
you. Yes, yes, yes. There you have it, folks. Those are 5 dope songs. The last one is definitely a classic. I'm hoping that there were a couple of things that you took from this conversation. I'm hoping you're able to know that, hey, you could be a first year teacher and not cry. That's okay. You could be a first year teacher and you are just hitting all the things and doing all the things as you should. I'm hoping that, like myself, you enjoyed this conversation with Miss May. So, Miss May, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Pierre. She's Miss May. And this has been another episode of the Chronicles of Mister. We're out.